Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor. Yeah, my makeup artist was late. Welcome, everyone. So thanks, Sergeant Rock. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 9, Episode 17, DJI Lito Chaos and Confusion. Hope everyone's doing well. Ron's going to join me here in a little bit. Sorry about that. I was having some computer issues. It's been super slow. Don't know what's going on here, but see who we got. USA Drone Flyer, Dale, Northside Hawk, RJ Redding, Sergeant Rock, Michael Wright, Steve Porter, FJ 1100 Mark. See who else. Art, welcome, Art. Let's see here. Koopy, welcome, Koopy. Thanks for stopping tonight. Let's see who else. John Rocker, welcome, John. Lauren is here. Welcome, Lauren. JSK Enterprise. We've got a big house tonight. Casey Crime Fighter, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got. I'm trying to make sure that we get our DD fellas. Welcome, Phil. Really liked your pictures from Moab. That was great. Let's see who else. I think I pretty much covered. Richard, welcome. Amy Errol's. Oh, welcome, my friend. Good to see you, Alex. CT Pirate, welcome, my friend. John, good for you to be here. Okay. All right. Got a full house here tonight. Really happy. Obviously, always a privilege and a blessing to be on Drone Nation. That was a great discussion we had last night. We're going to kind of continue the same today. Wow. It's just kind of mind-boggling, all this stuff about the Lito. Just wow. Yeah, mind-boggling is probably the best word to describe it. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. But no, we're going to get to that here in a minute. And DJI has some other things coming out next week. It wasn't a Mic 2 because they came out with a Mic 2 Mini. I saw a teaser for it out on X today. I have no idea what it is. Looks like a little module. I don't know what it is. I don't even know. Like I said, I really don't know. Yeah, it looks real interesting, John. I'll tell you that. It looks real interesting. If it holds true to what it is, it could be a game changer for GoPro and get them back in the market because they've really kind of been off the pace from what I've heard. So, let's see, what do I got here? What do we want to do first? Yeah, we're going to talk about the Mic 2 Mini. This is another one of those casualties of the quote-unquote war on quote-unquote with Beijing, with China, and who really kind of knows what all that is too. But apparently it came in, there's magnetic covers that you could choose different colors for the Mic Mini 2. It launched worldwide on April 28, 2026, which is today. New design and audio features. It's $45 for a set. Transmitter body changed from the original's faceted shape to a flatter profile that will accommodate the magnetic system. Weight increased slightly from 10 grams to 11 grams. DJI's redesigned the clip to rotate, allowing the mic to point towards the sound source, whether worn upright, inverted, or on the side. On the audio side, the Mic Mini 2 adds 3 vocal tone presets: regular, rich, and bright. Transmitter charging time dropped from 90 minutes to 70 minutes. Regarding battery life, this holds at 10.5 hours. The Mic Mini 2 is compatible with DJI's Osmo audio ecosystem, connecting wirelessly without a receiver to the Osmo Action 6 and Osmo 360, Osmo Pocket 4 transmitter. Also works with the original Mic Mini receiver, and the Mic series mobile receiver supports the Mic Mini 2 alongside with Mic 2 and Mic 3 units. Talking about pricing, and again, these are in euros. Transmitter receiver 59, transmitter mobile receiver and charging cord 54, 2 transmitters and mobile receiver, charging case 79, 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, charging case, all 10 covers from 89 to 89 is what it looks like, and those are in euros. So, but again, that's not for us. That's not, we're not. And like I'm gonna say, and I kind of want to preface this before we get to the Lito talk. All right, people have been asking me for my advice. God, my screen, I look so white. I mean, seriously, I gotta figure out my lighting in my room. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it's just so insane. Just absolute positive insanity with this. I can't. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's the mic. I mean, from everything I read, it sounds great. But I'm a big proponent of, that's why I'm going to be hard pressed to give up the Mic 2 that I have, because I really have liked it. It works well with everything. It pairs up, and it has the individual recorders on there. I mean, that's just something that I think's been a real godsend for me. It's really helped. It's really made a difference for me. So yeah. All right. Well, and there was another article today out on Drone DJ that, said, even though the Lito's not coming to the United States, there are drones that are available, and article does a fairly good job of going over what's available. The Neo starts at $149, which is crazy. Just not the Neo 2, but the Neo. 3 battery combo, $219, $399 Neo Motion Fly More combo. Then the Mini 4K starts at $209 is a no-brainer, and again, that's a great deal. The Mini 3 DJI RC at $379 feels way too cheap, and that is a great price for that drone. That really is. That's fantastic. Let's see here. The Flip solves the fear factor at $329. And again, that includes, they're talking about it with the R2 controller right here. The Avata 2 is suddenly the enthusiast steal. Looking at the pricing right here. And premium goggle, 3 packages at $526. So those are some drones that are still available right now and can come to the U.S. I'm glad they did that article because, I want to talk about it. And we talked a little bit about it last night on Drone Nation is, and Ron brought this up last week, and we'll talk about it at length, but I kind of wanted to bring it up right now is that everything that is coming in the Lito X1 and the Lito 1, we've seen the technology before. This is not groundbreaking. This isn't new. This isn't earth-shattering. This isn't something we've never seen before. All right. It's been out on a drone, and we've more than likely have it. And I'll say this, your Mini 4 Pro or your Mini 5 Pro is going to beat those drones. All right. I pretty much can say that. Definitely your Mini 5 Pro. Okay. No questions asked. Seriously. And I've seen some people, and now, you know what? I'm going to say that. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, Phil, that is a long time. March 12th to today. That's what, month and a half, almost 2 months. Wow. That really took a slow boat from China. I'll tell you that. Wow. That's incredible. But that's a good deal. That really, that's a great price on that. You got to be really careful with AliExpress. Kind of like an FYI, if you've never bought off of them before, each one of them is like an independent company or contractor that is under the umbrella of AliExpress. And some are really good. some are not so good. Hey, Ron, how are you, sir?
Bill, I'm doing real good today, and I see we finally got some good drone news that the anti-gravity A1 got a big firmware update.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I'll talk about it a little bit later on when we get a chance.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I was talking about availability on drones that are available right now. We went over that, and then um, also talking about how the Mic 2 Mini is available now, not available for us. And the one
Does,
article,
does does Evelyn have the Mic Mini too yet?
you know what? I did not check with her today on that. That's one thing that I did not check with her.
And not that I'm recommending, but from what I've seen, it's a very incremental update. The big attraction is it's got these uh, covers, these colorful covers or whatever.
Right, right. You had different colors for that. There was one package that had all the different colors with it, which is nice. I mean, it's just a kind
Yeah,
of a
and of
catch
course,
up.
if you're coming from no wireless make at all, it's probably a good buy. But if you're coming from a DJI Mic Mini 1 or the Mic 2, Mic 3, it's probably
Right. It's in it,
not a
like
must
you
buy.
said. And I think really you kind of put it well. It's really more of an incremental kind of a deal as improvements are concerned.
I mean,
So
no criticize of DJI because they're in enough trouble already. But both the Lito drones, the Mic Mini 2, and the Pocket 4 have been pretty underwhelming um, products or whatever.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, and they're talking about the Pocket 4 already probably being what's the word already almost obsolete in terms of its technology that it came out with, and it really wasn't, and it really, in all honesty, comparing it to the Pocket 3, it really isn't earth shattering in terms of what it brings to the table versus versus the Pocket 3. I mean, really.
Plus, with all the leaks of the Pocket 4 Pro, I mean, I don't like when companies do that when they release the product that people don't really want and hold the product back they really want. I don't know if they hope they're going to buy the other one. The Pocket and Pocket 4 and Pocket 4 Pro should have got released on the same day side by side so buyers can make a decision what one fit their needs the best rather than have people get the Pocket 4 and then have buyers regret when the Pro comes out. I don't know if you agree, Bill.
I think so. I agree. I agree with that. It's like, and I've told people, Ron, I know we jokingly talk about FOMO last night on the show and fear of missing out and everything. Well, I think a lot of people really, I mean, unfortunately for a lot of people, that's a real thing for them. Okay. That they have to have it just because. And, and I hate to say it, you're throwing bad money or good money after bad. And, you're just, if you would exercise a little bit of patience, you'll be rewarded. I mean, really is what that is. Now, one of the things that I found today, and this really kind of jumped out at me, out of all the articles that I saw today. Beijing drone ban creates massive problem for DJI. Uh, and I don't know if you heard about this, Ron.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Starting May 1st, Beijing will ban new consumer drone sales, tighten transport and storage rules, and require approvals for flights across the city. Okay. That's a stunning development in the home country of DJI, the company that built the modern global drone market and remains the biggest consumer drone brand the world has ever seen. Okay. This fits very much in line with what Marcus told us last night from Lauren about what DJI's plans are.
Do you think this no flying in Beijing or whatever you think they're just kind of copycatting what's going on in America with drone regulations? We all feared all along. Well, a lot of countries, other people in countries fear that they don't like what the U.S. is doing because most likely they'll come to their country someday because what we do, unfortunately, influences other countries of the world. I mean, influences other countries of the world in a bad way, Bill.
Oh yeah, yeah, and well, yeah, I kind of think yeah they're probably copying it, and I think they're really kind of afraid of it causing a problem, so that's why they went ahead and did this. But I mean, to realize Beijing's a pretty large area and a large city, if quote unquote, if you will. And
Well, remember, New York City has real stringent drone laws too. So, another big city that doesn't allow almost any flying without some kind of permission, right, Bill?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, what I'll give you a real good example here in Florida is Orlando,
Right.
and over there you have to pay $20 and register with the city every time you fly your drone inside the city of Orlando, Florida, and that's a real pain in the butt to literally fly in the city of Orlando. I mean, if you're there, so that's
So if you're a
and
hobbyist, that gets real expensive. If you're a professional pilot doing whatever real estate work, that just means your client's paying an extra $20.
yeah, if that's exactly what you're doing. So, and I don't know, it may have gone, that price may have gone up as well too. So, but you know, and the article gets into it, and I'll let people read it at their
Yeah, I
leisure.
mean, they're even fear that's going to become the other big cities in China, and yeah, it could be a big problem for. I mean, they're not only restricted drone flights, they're restricted drone sales in the cities. So, I mean, at least New York, they're restricted flying, but they're not restricted any buying.
Exactly. Yeah, they're restricting even buying here in Beijing, and it's not. They're saying DJI turned drones into a mainstream gadget. This is why it matters beyond one city's local regulations. If China's capital is signaling that privately owned drones need much tighter control, it makes people think differently about the product class itself. Okay, and like I said, I'll let you guys read that. But I mean, from what Marcus reported that Lauren had to say last night, I mean, it really kind of fits hand in glove with that. I mean, if and I don't doubt what Lauren has said. So, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. We really don't know.
Of course, with these new restrictions in China and the U.S. having a bunch of restrictions, why, if they were going to move, why wouldn't they move to a more drone-friendly country than the U.S.? Like, why don't they move to Canada?
Exactly. Well, I think the problem. I think they may end up get a backdoor deal from the United States, get incredible tax breaks and so forth, and for employing Americans and things like
Exactly.
that.
If you want the wheels of government to work, nothing works better than a little cash on those wheels, Bill.
Yeah, you grease those wheels with some cash. You'll see doors opening real fast, and you'll see
All of a sudden, those drones won't be as unsafe as they were before.
they won't be unsafe. They won't be on the blacklist anymore. They won't be on the covered list,
Covered.
and the Customs and Border Patrol. There won't be any issue with them coming in.
And the Uyghurs won't be getting spied on anymore.
Right. There'll be none of that, and you'd be surprised. Like I said, that'll grease, that money will grease a lot of wheels, and it will make things a whole lot easier. So it kind of remains to be seen.
Look
how
what
this is gonna
Tupac
play
said
out.
in the chat, and the price will double. Well, that could be a downside, Bill.
Yeah, it could, but here's what I have to say. Hey, Droney Hokie,
Hey,
here's what I
Johnny.
have to say about that. I'd rather pay more for the DJI drone and have the ability to purchase one than not. Okay, and
And
I think
have our care refresh programs back again and quick repairs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll see how it ends up and how all this plays out. So, but I want to I really want to go ahead and spend the rest of the show and talk about the Lido. Okay, and Ron, I remember growing up, my mother would watch. No, she took time off from nursing for a few years to raise me until I went to school. And I remember as a young kid, she had on the Guiding Light, Search for Tomorrow,
Oh, the old
all the
soap
soap
operas.
operas.
Yeah, yeah, the
Okay,
soapbox operas.
back
Yeah,
in the day, General
yeah.
Hospital, you name it. All right,
Oh, yeah.
and I say that because what's going on with the Lido really kind of sounds to me like a soap opera. I mean, you read and you hear different things out there all the time. For example, I had a guy today on the Lido group that I created. He lives in New York. He bought one and he's talking about flying it and how much better it is than like some of the other DJI mini drones and everything. And I'm like, and first of all, I posted on there, just I said, it's our opinion right now. until this settles down is to not make a buying decision on the Lito because we want to see how all this plays out. And I said, but realize something too. And this is something somebody else brought this up, and I wanted to bring this up. I forgot to last night, but one of the things that DJI can do at their discretion, they can technically brick those drones. Okay. Through software. All right. They can, if it's registered in the if they find out the drone is registered here in the United States, because you have to sign in on your controller to get to be able to fly the drone. And
the activation process is what you're trying to say, Bill.
Yeah, the activation process, they can, through that activation process, brick your drone. All right. It'll become a paperweight, a very expensive paperweight on your desk. So, at this point, I would just hold back and wait and see how things are going to pan out. And last night, and I didn't bring it up now, but I'm going to bring some articles up. But I wanted to talk about this. I emailed DJI support and I messaged them on X, on Twitter. All right. I got two different answers from them, Ron. All right. Basically, the one answer was, yeah, it's fine, but check your local laws and regulations. But no, you're fine. Go ahead. The other one said no, we weren't approved by the FCC, and to also check your local laws and regulations as well too. So it was a mixed message from them. And
Bill, ping him again. You'll probably get a third different answer.
Oh, I don't doubt it, Ron. I really don't doubt it. And it just leads to so much confusion on people.
Yeah.
And that's what I heard. But like after the show last night, comments that I saw out there today, people said, I don't know what to do. And I told them, I said, to be honest with you, I don't know what to do either. But I think the right thing to do right now is just hold back, hold off, don't do a thing. All right. See how this plays out. Give it a couple of weeks.
Or I'll give you another option. So if you really want that Lito X1 and you're afraid to get it, can't get it, just go out and try to find the best price you can in the Mini 4 Pro, and you'll have basically the same drone.
Yeah. And
we said last night, these drones aren't groundbreaking drones. They're just borrowing technology from drones that are already out there.
Exactly. And you said something about that last week as well too. And this is a review. I'm going to put this up here. This is a review on the Lito X1, why this entry-level drone redefines what beginners should expect. And it was a great review. I watched.
Oh yeah. If you don't own a drone, these are great drones to get. If you don't already own
exactly
like the Mini 5 or something like that, these are great drones.
And Ron, I had to say, I can say this. I have not really come across a bad review of the Lito X1. All right. Everyone has been very favorable and positive in terms of the drone and what it does and its capabilities. And it really sounds, if you're looking for that kind of a drone, it's gonna work real well for you. All right. But to be honest with you, I agree. If you wanted to get the X1, you can still get it right now. The Mini 4 Pro. All right. It's really the X1 in.
If you shop hard enough, you can probably find a Mini 4 Pro at kind of around the same price you'd be paying for this X1.
Yeah, Osmo, 04 transmission and battery life, intelligent flight modes and onboard storage. Final thoughts on the Lito X1. My conclusion about the Lito X1 is it's not only just a great beginner drone, but a great drone overall. And because it's priced, I would say, very competitively, I'll link it down below if you want to check it out, all the different prices and different bundles for your specific region. I still think any person looking to get into flying will be super happy to have this, and they probably not need anything more than that. All right. And yeah, I mean, if it's available in your country, in your region, yeah, go for it. I mean,
if you really need to get a new DJI drone, get the Osmo 360. We already know that's good in the United States. Many people have flown it already. And if you buy it, say off of Evelyn or somebody where you're not buying the whole flying board combo, you can get it less than some of these drones.
Absolutely. I mean, I know right now she has Avata 360s for sale by themselves. If you want to get that and pair it up with the controller you have. I mean, if you just want to do that and maybe get a battery, you can kind of go cheap on that. And it won't, I mean, you'll be very surprised what she does. Now, she'll break things apart. She'll break packages apart, and that's what she does.
Yeah. I know they call these beginner drones, but I mean, Bill, we've flown too many DJI drones. The beginner DJI drones, the minis fly just like, I mean, the controls are exactly the same for a mini as they are on the Mavic 4 Pro. The controls, the functions like that, the basics are all exactly the same. You know what I mean? If you could fly a Lito 1, you could fly a Mavic 4. It's all the same. The controls are all the same, Bill. I mean, of course, the Mavic 4 has more functions and higher end stuff, but the basic flying is the same. If you know how to fly the Mini, the Lito 1 or whatever, you can fly the Mavic 4 Pro. You can fly the whole line, including the
there's no
the 360.
there's Ron, you're 100% right. There's no differentiation between flying the Lito X1 and flying the Mavic 4 Pro. I mean, they fly.
There's really not a beginner DJI drone. There's a budget DJI drone, but there's not.
That's a better term, Ron. Thank you. That's a better term than they use.
I guess what a real beginner drone is like the Neos where you don't need a controller. You don't have to know. You don't have to know what the upstick is and the forward. So you don't have to know any stick controls. The operated Neo or whatever. But outside that, all the drones work the same, beginner or professional.
Exactly. And, you know, this article talks about this. Lito budget drones, U.S. misses out on this. And, you know, one of the things that I have heard is, you know, and it gives the benefits and everything for the Lito 1 and Lito X1 and why the U.S. isn't getting them. Okay. According to DJI, the Lito series will not be available in the U.S. market because its authorization application is still pending. Okay. DJI has faced
and that could be pending for years, Bill.
Yeah, exactly. DJI has faced mounting pressure around the FCC pathways, and broader security led them to future product approvals. Our readers know DJI recently suffered a setback tied to the FCC-related launch hurdles, raising fresh questions about how smoothly future products can enter the U.S. market. For consumers, the result is simple. 2 new DJI drones launched today, but Americans can't officially buy them. All right. And I mean, and I think you need to read these words very carefully here. Okay.
And Bill, I did check Amazon.com this morning. The drone is still not in Amazon. So it came out Thursday. Today's Tuesday. So that's quite a bit of time but you know, usually Amazon doesn't have the DJI drones day 1 or 2 or whatever, but this is, you know, usually you think somebody would have it up by now. And even on eBay, Bill, do you see the same thing? The Litos are available on eBay, but not at the rate of, say, the Avata 360. The Avata 360, everybody's brother in South Korea or whatever, China, are selling the 360, but not that many people are selling the Litos. Is that what you see too, Bill?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Ron, because I was out doing a look on eBay today, and that's what I saw. You know, I was kind of surprised because I figured by this point, you know, we're the only country that isn't, able to sell the Lito legally here in the United States. Everybody else is, but yet, you know, there's this holdback for some reason, and
a lot of the big stores that sold the other South Korea stores that sold all the other drones, not all of them have this Litos.
Yeah, and I'm real surprised because, you know, I looked at DW Store, which is a big one in South Korea, and, you know, and I looked at pricing and everything. You know, it really kind of surprises me where things are with this on eBay. I expected a much better response or much more, a same kind of response to, say, the Avata 360, okay, to really see it out there in just about every Korean or Japanese or Chinese store that's out on eBay, and they're not there. And also, you know, in line with everything, and I want to let everybody know too, that Evelyn currently right now is not selling these to anyone inside the United States until this all this gets figured out. All right. So if you're looking to buy this off of Evelyn, she's not going to live in the United States.
And that's a bad sign. I mean, we just speculate this, but maybe DJI is telling her not to sell them to the U.S.
Yeah. And then, you know, it lists right here the ones that you can buy: the Neo, the Mini 4K, the Mini 3 with the DJI RC, the Flip, the ones.
Yeah, if you want just the plain Lito 1, the simpler one, just get the Mini 3 instead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly where that's at.
Or even the Flip.
Or even the Flip, exactly. All right. And I think a lot of people here really need to kind of take this to heart and what's going on here. And I believe that's something. And I'm trying to find, there was another article that I wanted to bring up
Hey,
here.
look what KC Crime Fighter's comment put up, kind of maybe echoing a little bit what you were saying a little while ago, Bill. He's got the most recent comment up.
Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, I see that. Okay. DJI knows they can get a lot of us selling this. Yeah. That's a
How about that?
spot on
We
comment.
can't help ourselves, Bill.
Exactly. We absolutely cannot help ourselves with that as well, too. And one of the other things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm struggling to find
I
it.
know. I always get all my stories lined up, but somehow when the show starts, they disappear.
Yeah, and that's happened to me on more than one occasion here, and I had the article already lined up. So
Folks, the darn producers took another night off here.
yeah, they sure did here. And now what's real interesting is I tried to find the VooMax Breeze, and I can't find it on Amazon right now.
It's going already?
Yeah, it's not on here. VooMax
it got
Breeze
taken down
drone.
already, huh?
Yeah, and it's not coming up here. I'm getting the Sky Rovers up here.
I want. Has anybody actually reviewed the VooMax Breeze yet? Has anybody actually?
I haven't seen any, Ron.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about that too, because I know we talked a little bit about it last night on Drone Nation, and I especially for for those out in the audience here, it was introduced, and the pricing is a little on the high side for that. I kind of thought, and the other thing that I thought with that as well too is definitely it has the standard N3 kind of controller, and I think right now, if you're a drone company and you're coming out and trying to get your share of the market, you need to have a controller with a built-in screen.
Because the Lito, I know at least the Lito X1 worked with the RC2 controller, so that's why the Litos would have been more successful, Bill, because they had the option of working with a controller with a screen. But of course, the VooMax, the only controller works with the one that comes in the box. So we talked about this, I think, a little bit. I don't know why these companies don't do their market research. They can just watch one of these live shows and figure out that people even with their budget drones now, they want to screen with a controller. So why do they keep ignoring that? And because they could kill the sales of a drone just by never offering a controller with a screen.
Yeah, and that really is kind of shooting themselves in the foot, as far as that's concerned. Okay, and yeah, okay. I found an article that
before you go, I know it's possible for budget drone because we saw that. What's the company that makes the Atom 2 Potency? They've offered a affordable controller with the screen for the Atom 2.
Exactly. Okay. Here's this article I want to talk about. VooMax Breeze is a Fixaxo rebrand of a DJI drone, and Fixaxo doesn't even list it, and that's Fixaxo, and I've never heard of them. And there's this flow chart that you can follow right here. Again, this is out on Drone XL. The battery in the FC listing is the detail that closes the loop. Drone batteries are notoriously hardware specific. Pack chemistry, cell count, physical connector geometry, and encrypted authentication handshake between battery and flight controller are fingerprints that do not transfer between unrelated manufacturers. A battery filed with FCC under Fixaxo's name and showing up unchanged in VooMax's Amazon listing. And I'm going to see if that'll come up here. And no, it's not. It did not come up there. So, but as far as that's concerned, as far as this is concerned here, there's a picture of it right there. I mean, the specs sound pretty good on it, but I mean, for what they're charging for it, I think it was like $859 for their what they call their Fly More combo with 3 batteries. But it doesn't include that controller, and that's really kind of like shooting yourself in the foot now, Ron.
A little high, yeah. For that, for about $900, you should get a controller with a screen in the package.
Exactly. Okay, and it really makes a difference. And I was, really kind of surprised that they're coming out, that they came out with this DJI, if you
Yeah,
want for lack of,
Bill, if they could clone a Lito drone or whatever, why can't they clone the controller?
yeah, exactly. Okay. I mean, you're basically, when you look at these clones, and when I had the Sky Rover, all right, and you look at the app, Ron, it's the DJI Fly app. I mean, it really
Yeah.
is. There's no question about it. And, and where everything is, the functions, the controls, everything, it's all the same as far as that's concerned. There's really kind of no difference. So it would kind of be a no-brainer to clone that and make that as well too, because that's one less thing for consumers to have to worry about, is hooking up their phone to be able to get up in the air.
You can charge a few extra bucks for your package too.
Exactly here.
Hi, Bill. Bango will activate. Why before shipping? Yeah, we've seen that bill for actually a couple of years, where third-party sellers are activating the DJI drones before they send them to you. And I don't know what that what that does or what that gets you.
Okay, thank you, FJ, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. What's his name over?
Jack from
had a video on it. Did he actually have the drone, or did you just talk about it, Bill?
I don't know that. I don't know. I did see a couple of videos out there, but now it's not even out on Amazon anymore. I know Ron and I saw it on Amazon. It showed that it was sold out. Then it showed it was back in stock. Then it was showed. So
now that doesn't mean it won't show up again tomorrow. So keep checking if you're interested in it.
Right.
Or maybe it's been taken down forever because the government called. Bill, we don't know. It's like we don't know anything anymore. Everything is like secretive. Everything is like fly by the seat of your pants. I mean, we're just in a place we've never been before in the drone world. In fact, I was talking to Marcus today. He said, whatever happened to days where DJI came out with a new drone and you just ordered it right away from the mothership and you just sat back and waited for the drone to come. Where'd those days go, Bill?
Yeah, I agree with what Marcus said 100%. And I agree, Ron. It's like, we got so used to that cycle that it was like clockwork. We knew when the release was coming. We knew that morning it was going to be out. It was going to be live out on DJI's website. It was going to be out on, Best Buy and Adorama and B&H and Amazon, and it'll be ready to go. You had your choice where you wanted to buy it from. I mean, and now it's like we have to scour eBay to find them. And thank God for Evelyn. I'll say that. I mean, I think she has been a real godsend. And one of these things that I wanted to pass on too is don't browbeat her, like, number one, for a price, because the price that she gives you is the best price that's available out there. All right. And the other thing is, if you live in the United States and you want to buy the Lito X1 or the Lito 1, go out to eBay. Evelyn is not going to sell them to you. And don't browbeat her. I mean, she's really doing a great service to the drone community, and she's been fantastic to deal with. And I'd like for that to continue. So make sure that if you really want to get that, go out to eBay and do it. Don't pressure it.
Well, unfortunately, the things going like they are now with the Litos and the Pocket 4, Evelyn may not be able to sell the customers anymore in the U.S. At least the new stuff, only the older products we already have.
Oren, to answer your question on the Avata 360, DJI Studio is fantastic. It's very intuitive, very easy to use. If you have an upscale iPad, you could probably use it on there. That's how Sean from Air Photography, he did a video on how to edit in DJI Studio, which is fantastic. And I highly recommend watching that because you can learn it. And it applies to the DJI Studio on your desktop as well, too.
Well, apparently, what I've heard, Bill, is you can use the DJI Fly app to edit your 360 videos. They have all the keyframing, almost all the features are in the Fly app for editing your Avata 360 video.
Exactly here.
If you don't want to do it in a desktop, or some people have an old computer, the desktop doesn't have the horsepower for 8K video. But if you have a recent phone, like a recent Apple or Samsung phone, they'll be able to whip right through that video.
Exactly here. And Phil said he uses Studio on the computer. He likes it, but Anti-Grav Studio is easier to use. That's good to hear, Phil.
The Anti-Grav Studio has the Insta360 DNA to it, and they've been doing 360 video for 5, maybe 10 years now. So of course they have more experience.
Exactly. And I'm real anxious to see with the anti-gravity. I know they came out with that firmware update today, which is great. but I'm real anxious to see about them coming out with a standard controller for that unit, because I think number one, it's also going to drop the price of that down significantly from where it is, because everybody knows that whole goggle setup is enormously expensive, and it's running them quite a bit of money to produce those. And I think they would get a whole lot more sales, Ron, if they put a standard, stream controller like we see with DJI drones.
Bill, if I emailed you the update newsletter, could you show it on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep talking, and I'm going to email you the email. It's got all the updates on it.
No, I looked at some pictures, and Phil, thank you for posting those pictures. He was out in Moab, Utah, for a couple of days and posted some fantastic pictures out there. I'm anxious to see some of your videos that you get from that, Phil. That's just absolutely looks fantastic. I mean, the red rocks out there are just wow. I mean, there's nothing like that area of our country, that desert area, and I really, really am going to look forward to you doing that. And Alex Escardo, don't know if you're in or not, but thank you for posting that video where apparently you were chasing a drone in the parking lot at the Hampton Inn. That was great. I absolutely loved that. Keep that up. That was awesome. I know a lot of us did. There were a lot of positive comments on that. So, but yeah,
Bill, I can't seem to send it to you, but let me just go over real quickly some of the stuff it has. This is some of the updates that the A1 got, and it's not just all the drone. It's an auto edit. Auto edit has been upgraded to deliver richer visuals and stronger storytelling. It now features a wider variety of shots and camera movements, including 360 motion and dynamic FPV style angles. Omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. A1's upgraded omnidirectional system fuses 360 sensing with front and down facing binocular vision to provide all-around environmental awareness and improved safety while flying. Additionally, A1 can now bypass obstacles, identifying a safe route around danger. It has a voice assistant from takeoff to shooting to keep your focus on the water. No menus, no distractions, just pure uninterrupted flow. Virtual cockpit. Immerse yourself in a ultimate adventure in the virtual cockpit's new third-person perspective. Time lapse that can now capture transition between day and night in a single breathtaking story with a time lapse. So that's kind of I just give you the highlights there. So that's, some of the stuff that,
well, that's good, Ron. Thank you for sharing that. And I think, I got real excited when Phil showed me his footage on the goggles. I got real excited about it. And thank you for doing that, Phil. That was great.
Yeah,
and,
I got to watch him fly. I watched the flight that was in, what was it, Cancun? He just got back from the trip to Mexico, and he was doing the Cancun. Alex is in here. He says JJ Grant and Phil Koshat were other participants in that chase. I had the easy job of driving the truck. Yeah.
That was great, Alex.
That was a cool video. Yep.
Absolutely love that.
But did you see Alex's other video where he was out at Dolman and he was driving his RC car around and he had the Avata 360 stationed in the air? And then I believe what he did is he just had to hover it in the air, and then in post edit he had to follow the RC car, because he could do it in editing because the 360 was capturing everything.
Oh, wow.
He didn't have to have it aimed at the car. He just had to have it hover it over, and then he could do the tracking later on. So
that's so nice to be able to do that. And I'm planning on doing that because I have an RC. I have a couple RC trucks.
Didi's corrected me. He says it was Cozumel. I said Cancun, I believe.
Okay.
So,
Bill,
I don't know if I told you the story. So at the meetup, I was watching Garrett fly the A1 that day, and then Alex Escardo had the Avata 360. I told Dennis Lovely, I said, Dennis, I've seen them both in person. I wouldn't know which one to get or whatever. Both of them seem like great drones. You know what Dennis told me? He said, yeah, that is a tough call. Just get both. So
I like that.
Dennis may be right, right?
I think
We
he
talked
is
about
because
this could be the year of the 360 drone. You know how, like, say 5 years ago when FPV became the hot thing and people became FPV channels, maybe it's time to become a 360 channel, Bill.
it could be. It could. We could end up having 360 channels, Ron. I easily see that. And I know, and I listened to what Marcus had to say in his reaction after his first flight last night, and I get it, and I understand where he's coming from. And his bread and butter. He loves mini drones. He loves going through the whole process and explaining things to people and how they work. And he always does a fantastic job on his videos on that. And conversely, he's going to kind of stick to that versus like the Avata 360. For me, I really found, like I said, I've already had 2 flights with it. I like it. The editing process for me is fairly straightforward. And, I just kept it simple for the first flight. It didn't take me more than, I would say, an extra half hour or 45 minutes to do it, and that's what the learning curve I had Sean's video up as I was doing it to help me edit. And there's several pointers that he showed that actually made my editing a whole lot easier on the Avata 360. And I really, really was very appreciative of that. And for me, the Avata 360, and I think people need to realize something with these 360 drones, they're not the kind of drones you want to get, do a serious portrait of your house or the area that you're in, or get detailed pictures of, say, a waterfall or a sunset or things like that. No, the 360 drones are meant purely for fun and to enjoy yourself. And that's what I've seen already with mine. It really just lends itself to having a whole lot of fun with it. And I did. And I'm looking forward to going out again. I didn't have a chance last week. I'm going to get out again next weekend to do that because it's just a lot of fun to fly.
It puts the fun back in droning. Bill, look at Alex's comment. Like he's 2 comments in a row, but you get that comment. See, here he says, Dolman Park 360 hover over the jump ramp while I drove the truck. Software used tracking keyframing. But if you watched the video and you did not know that he had the 360 drone hover there, you would have thought he did all that manually.
Oh, I know. And one of the other cool things is, I watched a video that Sean did when the Osmo 360 came out, and he mounted it on his truck, his RC truck, and he showed the footage from that. And I told, what I want to do is this: I want to get the Osmo 360, I want to mount it on one of my trucks, and then I want to get the Avata 360 up, and then I want to do both of them at the same time. I may get Valerie to drive the truck while I fly the drone. And I think
you'll have 360 recording 360.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to see how that would come out and
call it the first 720 video.
Yeah, really. I mean, to think about it. I mean, I loved what I saw when Sean did that, just using the Osmo 360, and I said, when I get a chance and get some extra money, I'm gonna be getting it because I was very sold on that. I really like that a lot.
Or again, sometimes you can get the extra version for a little less.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it's not there yet, but all the Twitter people say that the extra version of the Pocket 4 will be up soon.
Yep. And it's gonna
somehow the government, I guess, doesn't figure out that they're DJI, these extra cameras.
Yeah, and I'm really going to be interesting to see if when that comes out, Ron, that whether or not, because the whole approval thing that happened back in November or so, that if it would be different from the regular Pocket 4 and they would let it be sold in the United States. Don't really know. Now, did you see DJI put out a teaser today? And it looked like a little module of some sort.
Yeah, but if you look at the whole thing, at one point it looks like it's more to it or whatever. The module looks like it's the handle to the Pocket 3, Pocket 4, the little module thing. But if you look at it real close, at one point you see something else, kind of black silver. You don't think that could be the Pocket 4 teaser already, do you?
It could be. I think it is. I think it is. So, because they're not wasting any time with releases, Ron.
Yeah,
they're really kind of
the Pocket everybody really wants anyways. Because a lot of people say that the Insta 360 Luna that even though it has the two lenses, the people say that the video quality looks soft compared to the Pocket 4.
Yeah, that's going to be
I
real.
mean, and it's a pre-release version on beta software. I mean, how do you really know? But a lot of people think it looks soft. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, I want to throw something out here real quick. I don't want to take up too much time, but you saw that the little Neo 2 got a firm update, and one of the features was it got live photos. And the only thing I know of live photos is that's an Apple thing, where you can have your photos and they move a little bit at the beginning and end, like a little video. Well, I shot a couple of these so-called live photos today because you can do it in that mode where it takes the 3 pictures of you, and in another mode, I did it in where it takes the pictures of you automatically, and they don't move on my computer. I mean, even if I put them in Apple's Photos apps, they don't seem to have any live capability to them. Have you anybody in the chat? Have you played around with live photos yet in the Neo 2? What am I doing wrong to get the photos to move?
Yeah, that's real interesting technology. I read about it today. I'm gonna go ahead.
I mean, Apple's had those live photos for like 10 years or something like that or whatever. But I don't know if I had to hit a button or a setting or something, but my photos didn't come out live.
That's interesting, Ron. That's interesting. Keep us apprised.
And I don't know anybody else that really advertises doing live photos except for Apple. Does Android advertise live photos?
No, I haven't seen them advertise that.
Because it's got to be something anybody could do that wants to do it, right, in these day and age. But
let me see what Alex says. I saw the teaser. Looks like a remote screen controller for the Pocket 4 Pro, similar to the Nano. So he could be right.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, but if you wanted to control your Pocket 4, all you gotta do is use the Mimo app. You don't need to buy a physical remote. Just you could do anything in the Mimo app. You could change all the settings, start and stop recording. You can do anything in the Mimo app. But
well, it looks like Johnny did. So
well, not live video, Johnny. Live pictures.
Yeah, it's
live photo, not live video.
Yeah, so that remains to be seen how that ends up panning out.
I'm going to keep working on it, guys. I'm going to figure the live photo thing out for the
real interesting. And,
even though I hardly use the live photo features on my iPhone, I got to figure it out. So anybody knows any tips, just contact me. John said he didn't try that yet.
One of the things I'm just really kind of, I really want to make sure that people get a real grasp on this situation regarding the Lito. And, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here with this is, our opinion is this right now is, it's always good. There's no harm done in waiting. Okay. And that is what we recommend here is to wait and see how the situation plays out. Because, technically by the letter of the law, it's not for sale, not available for sale in the United States. And buying through eBay, does that skirt this? And, there's all kind of things, and I'm not a legal expert and I don't claim to be, and Ron's the same way. But I think our best bet right now is to sit back, see how it plays out. Because if you're really wanting to get one, you just need to kind of take a step back as far as that's concerned. I would do that and see how things play out regarding this. That's my best advice right now.
And of course, it's easy for me to say that because I wasn't going to buy the Lito drones anyways. But whether you can or you can't. But it just seems to be too much gray area right now. I mean,
exactly.
Unless you're a type of person, you can whatever buy the one whatever they cost. I think I saw somebody selling one of the Litos $699. If you can afford $699 and not worry that you can actually fly it or anything, then go ahead and give it a shot, I guess.
Well, the only reason I even considered it, Ron, was that it had the controller with the screen. If it had like an N3 controller, it wouldn't have even been on my radar.
You might just get the Vomax then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Well, which also is gone. So again, every day, Bill, there's a new story every day on this stuff, Bill. I mean, nothing's simple anymore. It's Bill. It's the Wild West of drones right now.
It really kind of is, Ron. And
Yeah,
you know,
it's like it's Dodge City now. You don't know who the good guys are or the bad guys, right, Bill? It could be a shootout around every corner.
yeah, and you gotta be, have your thinking cap on at all times and see what's going on. I mean, your conversation with Marcus is really kind of reflective. I think I had thought about that the other day, and I said, it used to be very tried and true. I mean, with the release, whatever the release cycle was with DJI, and having it in their store and having it available in other outlets and being able to buy it and having a launch party and knowing it would be available for sale, and we would be looking to see what the prices were in the different stores and things. And it was I don't want to say wonderful, but I mean it was something that you could count on. It was something that was tangible. It was there. We knew how to get this, and we were comparing. Marcus was like, a lot of times he would get his before you and I would because of where he lives and proximity to things, and it's just real. And Johnny too. And it's just real interesting to remembering all that.
The golden age of droning, Bill.
Yeah, it's the golden age of drones, and now we're waiting on drones shipped to us from South Korea and Japan and China and all that kind of good stuff.
It just doesn't make any sense. In fact, maybe it makes less sense than the Pittsburgh Steelers draft last week.
Oh God, yeah, I don't even want.
Folks, you want a couple minutes of Steeler Nation, the draft version here before we leave?
Well, let me tell you this, okay? And I'm going to say this, and we're going to end the drone part is officially over.
Just a quick couple minutes on
just a quick couple minutes, and before I even get to the draft, okay? All right. Did you see who Sunday Night Football hired? Okay, is their TV analyst Mike Tomlin?
But is he taking Tony Dungy's spot?
He took Tony Dungy's spot, and you know what, Ron? I'm irate at that. Okay, irate because Sunday Night Football, Tony Dungy, let me tell you something about him, okay? I've read all the books that he's put out, okay? I don't think there's a kinder, nicer, more warm, genuine, real person than Tony Dungy. He stuck up for Tomlin when nobody would. Nobody would, okay? NBC just pulled the plug on him, did not state a reason, and he was gone, okay? And then next thing you know, Mike Tomlin walks in the door and he has a job. He's on Sunday Night Football and Tony Dungy's out. All right. And I got to say this, that's garbage. That's pure 100% garbage. Okay. Tomlin is a pretender. He's a fake. He's a phony. And it's probably going to you'll probably end up seeing it during the year this year. Of course,
you'll get a lot of incoherent, analytics from Tomlin up in the booth, huh?
Oh yeah, he'll be like, he'll be throwing his word salad at you and to try, and try to keep up with him and all that.
You don't think you'll get, what is it? The system is the system, or what's his saying?
Yeah. I don't. You know what? I only want.
He'll probably say the standard is the standard every Sunday or something.
Oh yeah, the standard is the standard, and all that kind of good stuff. And gone. See ya. History. All right. The other thing the Steelers did, they put a some kind of tag on Aaron Rodgers today. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that.
Which, you know what? It's like I said a couple of weeks ago. Get a big pair of your best shear scissors. Cut those ties.
Well, bye. I wonder if Aaron Rodgers saw that the Steelers drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round.
Yep, they sure did.
Of course, some people, I saw some comments say, well, Rodgers is definitely coming back now. He'll spare the city of Pittsburgh seeing Allward. This guy's Penn State quarterback. He looks like a quarterback. He's like 6'5", has a rocket arm. But, man, did you see him in Penn State? He's the most inconsistent guy you've ever seen. I mean,
yeah, it was very inconsistent.
He's got the size and skills, but I wouldn't call him a consistent passer.
Yeah.
And I know they took the offensive tackle in the 1st round, so that's good, Bill. They needed work on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
They took a receiver with the 2nd round pick, and that's good too, right? They need another set of good hands up over there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then the quarterback in the third round, I can't remember. They took a defensive lineman, I believe, in the fourth round, and that guy, he got some good accolades. I can't remember all the names, but I don't think they got the highest draft grade though, just because a lot of people.
Well, and I'll say this, the only other thing I'll say about the draft is this, okay? We still have Omar Khan there, all right? And he's the other pretender there, all right? He's disguised as a general manager of a National Football League team, but he's a fake, he's a phony, he's another fraud out there. He has no clues to what the heck he's doing. And Rooney should have cut ties with him a long time ago as
In,
well.
in
Because
fact, with Dungy unemployed, he should have brought Dungy in as sort of like the consultant or president of the organization that makes some of these decisions, like on coaching and drafting and general managers and stuff like that. Have a football man kind of oversee everything and have him give feedback to Rooney.
I
Because
mean, that would be perfect because, you remember Dungy not only played for the Steelers, his first coaching job was under Chuck Noll
he
for
was
the
the youngest
Steelers.
defensive coordinator in the NFL, I think, ever when
Yeah.
he took that job.
Yeah. He did fantastic with Noll. He really did. I have Ron. He's one of my favorite people.
He's a football man through and through, whatever.
He is.
He
He's
knows the
solid to
game.
the core. And, and people have said, and, there were a couple of times, there's a place called, I don't know if you've heard it. It's in a lot of cities. It's called Capitol Grill. It's an upscale steakhouse.
Yeah. They have them in Philadelphia. Yeah. I think
We had that here in Tampa, and several times people have said, on any given Saturday, you're probably going to run into either Tony Dungy, Mike Tomlin, or even Bill Cowher there, because it was a lot of times Cowher was down here as well too. So
Yeah, I mean, Dungy played on some of those Chuck Noll's Super Bowl teams in the '70s. That's his legacy. He actually played on some of the best Steeler teams ever.
And Ron, you know what I'll never forget, and it was detailed in one of his books when he was coaching the Bucks. Okay, he had Shula as one of his assistants. Okay, and the Glazers, who owned the Bucks at the time, he was told to fire him, and he did not. Okay, and that's how Tony Dungy lost his job with the Buccaneers. And then we all know who stepped in the next season and ended up winning the Super Bowl with his team, Gruden. Okay,
and got all that credit. Yeah, Gruden. Yeah,
got all the credit, and it was all Tony Dungy's team. And that really fried me to a crisp. But when that happened, and this is frying me to a crisp too. I'll only watch Sunday Night Football when the Steelers are on. Okay,
of course. But Dungy, he left there and went to Indianapolis and had great success there too.
Exactly. I mean, and he was bound to have great success, Ron, because of the methods he employed and the people that he would choose to surround him. He surrounded himself with great people all the time, and that's why that was a key to his success in the National Football League. Is he had good people working for him with honesty and integrity. I mean, that was a real hallmark of him, and it's always been. And I felt horrible for him when he got let go from Sunday Night Football. No reason, gone.
And he used to be kind of the big part of the post game show, but they kind of been downgraded for years. He got kicked off the post game show and whatever. So they've been sort of edging him out the back door for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and it's just I have no words about that, because it just really gets my blood boiling when that happens to somebody like him. He did not deserve that at all.
And to bring in a pretender like what's his name?
And they bring in Tomlin to replace him. What a joke! What a sincere joke. But I hope they get what they deserve. That's all I have to say about that.
Watch Tomlin work his way to the top of the heap over there.
Yeah. So, any closing thoughts, Ron, before we wrap things up?
Again, we're in a strange era with these drones here. I don't even know what to tell people going for about getting DJI products. I mean, you probably shouldn't count on it. If you need a DJI product, get the Avata 360. I'm going to get one eventually. It looks like it's a different drone, but it's also something new and exciting. We haven't had anything new and exciting in years, really, on the level of these 360 drones. Or if you don't like the Avata 360, look at the A1 anti-gravity. So that's my thoughts right now, that the DJI gravy train may have left town, Bill, And I mean, you keep getting the prods. I mean, they didn't leave you high and dry though, Bill. You still get a Mini 5, Mavic 4 Pro, Air 3S. There's still plenty of fantastic products, but it looks like, you know, the future products, the gravy train's left town, and who knows when it's coming back, Bill. Unless, you know, DJI moving to the US or Canada, it could possibly happen. But that won't happen overnight. That would take a long transition years to happen, Bill.
I agree, Ron. I agree with that. And, you know, for me, and Ron said that so well, I'm really loving my Avata 360. I'm finding it very easy to edit footage with that, and I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of great clips out there. And one of the things that I've decided to do for my workflow, instead of doing like a normal workflow with the non 360 drones, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to show that footage instead of doing and narrating through the flight, because that'll cut down on my time being able to get these out to you as well too. And I'm real excited if Anti-Gravity comes out with a standard controller, because I will definitely go ahead and get that. And I want to thank Phil. He got me real excited on Anti-Gravity.
Yeah. And you know, Dennis Lovely may give the best advice. Just get both. Yeah, when Garrett, get sticker pots in here tonight. When Garrett showed us that, we have the ability to fly together. When he showed us all the details that Anti-Gravity A1 at the meetup, we were both very impressed.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So that's definitely something that's on my radar.
You know, he's got the Avata 360 now. He's already done a side-by-side comparison of the footage.
Absolutely. So want to wish everybody a great week. Again, you know, our piece of advice regarding the Lito is sit back and wait, is what we have to say right now, and see how it plays out. So have a great rest of your week. And as always, guys, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care.
Good night.